Hi, this is Rabbi Young. Thank you for tuning in to the weekly video email. This is again a pre-recorded email, so hopefully you can consider this a gift. And if there's something topical going on that I'm not commenting on, it's because as I record it, I don't know what's happening in the world in mid to late December. This week's Torah portion, this week's parasha is Shemot. It is the very beginning of the book of Exodus, and we've spent the last several months reading through Genesis, and now we're into the beginning of what becomes the primary climax of the biblical narrative, the Israelites needing to escape Egypt. Last week they went willingly to Egypt. They came into Egypt to escape famine. They were fed, they were treated well, they were given a nice little place in the suburb of Egypt called Goshen. Everything was wonderful. And then a Pharaoh comes who doesn't know Joseph, who isn't familiar with these Israelites, and decides to treat them harshly. And a couple of really wonderful things, very subtle storytelling things happen in the very beginning of the book of Exodus. We have our two Hebrew heroes, Shifra and Puah, of course, who are the midwives who start sneaking Jewish babies to save them. The Pharaoh has commanded that all Jewish boys should be dropped into the Nile, and Shifra and Puah don't do that. They save the babies, they give them to the mothers, and then when Pharaoh yells at them, they go, "Sorry, Jewish women are strong. They just birthed them, and we weren't even there for it." And then the next thing that happens is after Moses is born, his mother hides him for a few months and then decides to send him down the Nile. And that moment where the Pharaoh's daughter comes to pick up the child, Miriam is there. Miriam is watching Moses float down the river from the bank, and Pharaoh's daughter picks him up and she goes, "Oh, this is a Hebrew child." Well, we always say, in my Torah study, how did she know? How does she look down and know it's a Hebrew child? Well, sorry, spoiler alert. Just like any baby, Moses was naked, and therefore she could tell that he was circumcised. So that moment that is not explained at all in the biblical text, we understand because we know our culture, we know our people. And then Miriam says, "Well, okay, Hebrew baby, let me find a Hebrew nursemaid so that he can get Hebrew milk, because of course, Hebrew milk is better than Egyptian milk for a Hebrew baby." And Pharaoh's daughter says, "Yes, go." And who does Miriam get? Yocheved, Moses' mother. So Moses ends up in this very unique position where he's raised by his mother. His mother is his nursemaid. And he's also raised by the Egyptian princess, Pharaoh's daughter. And he has that cultural knowledge of who he is. He knows that he's a Hebrew, or at the very least he's attached to the Hebrew people, and he knows that he's an Egyptian, and he's very aware of his involvement in Hebrew culture, so that when it comes time for someone to go speak for the Hebrews, Moses is the only person for the job. He has the passion for the Hebrew people because he was raised by them. He has the knowledge of the Egyptian people because he was in their court. He is exactly what they need. So as we approach our new year, and the new year is next week, but as we approach it, we can start to prepare. What are we going to do in the coming year that we are built to do? What are we meant to do? Just like Moses, we have things that all the pieces fit in place. We're perfect for this moment. The Egyptian in us, the Hebrew in us, going to do exactly what needs to be done. So what do you have in you that allows you to take this moment and be the perfect person for the job? Whatever that is, I hope you take it on with blessing and with strength, and that we all have a wonderful time building towards the coming new year. Take care. Talk to you soon.